Hey there folks, I'm John Nash with Ukulele Inspired. Today we are talking about differentiation. Well, that's a long word. What is differentiation? So differentiation, it's an educational term and it refers to adapting your teaching based on differences in student needs, learning styles, and most importantly, experience level. Now this is a really important concept to me and it guides a lot of my approach when I'm teaching ukulele. Today we're going to try to get a little deeper into what differentiation is and how it can help us with learning ukulele. Stick around for some more insight. I like to think of differentiation as more of a mindset. I like to think of differentiation as a perspective you can have on, let's say, the monolith of content. I'm going to teach one song. How do I break this song apart so that people with different experience levels can approach the same subject and find the right amount of challenge and be able to connect with this music? Let's try and show how a differentiated approach can help players of any level to be able to approach some content. We'll use the intro riff from the Pink Floyd tune Wish You Were Here, and we'll give an option for beginner, intermediate, or advanced students to take a stab at it. All right, let's jump down to the E string, pointer finger 5th fret, and then I want to take that ring finger and put it down on the 7th fret. So I'm going to go up by a whole step on that same string, 5th fret to 7th fret, just like this. Now I want to take that same movement, I actually want to shift it down to the A string. See how I'm playing the pointer finger, doing the same distance increase up to the 7th fret, except now I'm one string lower to the floor. Now I want to play those notes in order. I'm going to play the 5th fret E, 7, 5A, and then 7. One more time, 5E, 7, 5A, and then 7. If I add one more note to that, then I've got all the notes I need for the phrase. Open G string. Just go ahead and use your thumb. Play the open G string before 5-7E, 5-7A. Sounds like this. Open, 5th fret, 7th, 5th fret, and A string, 7th fret. Now, if I change the cadence of each one of those melody notes to sound like the intro riff, it sounds like this. Long, short, short, long, and long. So it's a combination of different short notes and long notes to make our melodic phrase. Sounds like this. Open, 5, 7, 5, and 7. 2, 3, 4, again. Open G, 5, 7, E, 5, 7, A. 2, 3, 4, last time. Open, 5, 7, 5, and 7. Cool. Now if I add a little melodic line, this one's easy, just 3 notes. You're going to go pinky 10th fret, and then pointer 7, and then slide it down to 5. And the cadence for that is a little different. All of those melody notes are all the same. Let's try it again. Bum, bum, bum. Let's see if we can put it together with the first part. Sounds like this. Boom, 5, 7, 5, 7. Now I'm gonna hold for a while. 1, go, 10, 7, 5. All right, a couple things to notice about that beginner approach. Did you notice how we used an open string for one of the melodic notes? Now this is a really great way to introduce melody because it's just a move with one hand, right? Use my thumb, play the G string, and then when I did get to fretting some of the melodic phrases, I tried to create a pattern that's repeatable. Play 5, 7 on one string, play 5, 7 on the string below it, right? So that whole melody is playing an open string, playing a pattern, and then repeating it on the next string. Now, the other thing you'll notice is that all of this is single note melody without any layers of harmony. All right, let's take a look at an intermediate approach to that same riff section. All right, we're gonna start this phrase 7th fret on the C string. And now if you look, my pointer finger should be lined up over 5. I just drop one string to the 5th fret E, 7th fret E, and then I play the 5th fret E like that. I play 7, 5, 7, 5, right? Following the cadence of the melody. Long note, short, short, long, right? My fingers are kind of doing this little diagonal shift, right? I go here, whole note back, whole note up, and then whole note back to the last note. Now I'm going to take my pointer finger and I'm actually going to shift it up to the 7th fret, and I'm going to roll through this chord, 0, 7, 7, 7. This is a version of E minor, right? So let's try that again. 7, 5, 7, 5, and shift through the chord. Now my pointer finger's here. If I go finger per fret up to the 10th fret, now I'm going to play 10, and then I'm going to take it off, and my pointer finger should be over 7, the next note, and now I'm going to take this bar, I'm going to shift it down to 2. Now from here, if you've ever played a G chord as a bar, this is 0, 2, 3, and 2, but I'm barring across 2, you actually can resolve not holding the bar anymore, just get up on the tips of your fingers. 0, 2 on the C string, 3 on the E string, pinky on the 5th fret. This is the last chord I'm going to finish on, right? So I'm barring 7, pinky down 10, 7th fret, and I resolve to this chord, 0, 2, 3, and 5, right? So let's see if we can remind ourselves of the first part. 7, 5, 7, 5, roll through 7 with the bar, and now I'm going to play 10, 7th fret, and shift to my last chord. Let's see if we can try it all together. Boom, bum, 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 bar chord, 2, 3, 4, and go. 10, 7 chord. Kind of cool, right? It's the same riff, but we're playing that across 3 different strings, all grouped up in one little neighborhood. And then we add those chords to end the phrases with to add a lot more body to our sound. Now, just that alone can give some pretty dramatic results for someone that has a little more time and experience on the uke. It's also introducing the concept of chord inversions and also playing up the neck of the uke, which might be new and challenging. Let's take on one more version of this riff that can offer some things to the more advanced players out there. All right, let's go ahead and take that melodic phrase that we were playing in this neighborhood and shift it down to the open position. I'm gonna play 3rd fret E string to start, open A, 2 and 5 on the A string. So those are my starting notes for the melody. Now I'm gonna finish that melodic phrase by playing this chord, 0, 4, 3, and 7. Now, one thing to note about this chord shape is that it's actually very similar in shape to how I finish playing the melody. If I take my middle finger and pointer and just jump them up one string, take the elevator up to the C and E strings instead of E and A, and I spread my pinky out one more half step, I've got this chord shape, but it's not in the right position quite yet. I just need to shift it up a half step, right? So I'm here, I'm gonna take my pinky, shift it, and at the same time, those fingers are gonna kind of jump up diagonally and up one set of strings, right? So there's the first part of my phrase. Nice wide voicing here. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my pointer finger, bar it like we had in the intermediate version, except my pinky is gonna be on 10 and I'm gonna roll through that chord. Now after I've played the 10th fret, I'm gonna pick up my pinky and I should hold 7 down with my bar. So there, I'm playing the melody notes with a little bit of that chord. Now I'm gonna shift this bar down to 2 and play the last chord that we learned in the last section, 0, 2, 3, and 5. Cool, so those last 3 notes, 2 chords to play with them, gets a nice big sound. And then I shift here. Let's see if we can add a little strumming to make this arrangement complete. We'll play that opening phrase. Now when I hit this chord, what I'm gonna do is I'm play a little rhythmic fragment. I'm gonna play this, da, 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 da. And for directionality, I'm doing that roll. I'm waiting, strum, down, up, right? Down, down, up. Sounds like this. Boom, ba, 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 bum, da, da, da. One more time. Boom, ba, ba, ba. And here's my strumming to add. Now I'm gonna play the next part of the phrase the same. Now when I get down to the 2, 3, 5 chord, I can play that same rhythmic fragment I learned from the first part. And the whole thing, boom, bum, 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 bum. And then not bad. You can hear how the introduction of rhythm in between those melodic phrases, it gives us a much more sophisticated and full sounding result. Not only are you using inversions, but that really nice sounding, widely voiced E minor. Just love the way that chord sounds. This can be a challenge. It can feel novel or brand new, even for advanced students who have a little more experience playing up the neck. So what is differentiation? Well, I guess that's just a fancy way of saying that teaching needs to be presented in lots of different ways for lots of different people. Or I guess from a learner's perspective, that your learning needs to be differentiated and individualized for you. I see tutorials out there labeled beginner, intermediate, and advanced, and you know what? I use the language too, right? so widespread and people love labels, I just think it can sometimes give the impression that some of these songs might not be attainable for you if you're just starting out. That some of these songs might not present enough of a challenge if you have more time with ukulele. Well, I'm trying to change a little bit of that narrative. When creating content and in my live classes, I try to approach everything in this way. Actually, the latest release in the video library is this tune, Wish You Were Here, and in it you can learn how to play this whole song if you're just starting out, have some more time, or you're a seasoned 4-string vet. Thanks for checking out today's video. If you want to find out more about UkeLab and what we have to offer, then head over to ukuleleinspired.com. Remember to stay inspired.